When you mentioned earning, the goal with the syndicate was to demonstrate that you could earn the allocation. For folks that are considering trying to kind of follow in your footsteps and start with kind of a syndication approach first, what have you maybe learned from doing those 5 or so syndicate type deals about strategies or approaches that made that more likely to happen for you?
I mean, I think that my major learnings from the syndicates were around like how that relationship is defined between the founder and the syndicate investors and myself as the syndicate lead. So it was really about, it's kind of like the atomization of a venture fund. So in a venture fund, you have investors, you have a blind pool of capital that they invest in, that you invest in different companies. And so there's this really interesting like atomization dynamic when you have a syndicate, because you have a group of investors that you're all pitching, but you're pitching for like one specific deal. So the investors in the syndicate are still making their own informed decisions about investing. You're kind of like the sponsor of the deal as a syndicate organizer. And so I think there's really great practice on like that way of both like pitching a private market investment to investors, building my investor network, and then also, how does my investment process work with founders? How do I make the choices of who to invest in? What are the things that I'm looking out for as an investor or I'm interested in investing in? And so that was really helpful. Is like, I don't think that you truly learn those things until you go through the process of doing it. Regardless of what scale it's on, I think one of the things that I took away from conversation with Johnny Steindorf, who's one of our LPs, he's a GP at Distributed Global, he was like, the way that you do your first fund for him is like a 400K fund is like the way that you do all your funds. So like the learnings that you have from operating at a smaller scale will carry through as the zeros grow and as your team grows. But those like early days are really formative in terms of developing your taste for investing, your thesis, what you want to do for your portfolio construction. So for me, a lot of the things that I learned in the syndicate was like a process of self-discovery of like who I was as an investor.